Alright. That's enough waiting. Hello, everybody. Um, oh, right. I had everyone else muted. Hold on. There you go. You guys are free. Alright, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of, the D&D campaign. Just a quick recap for the previous session. So, in the previous session, basically, after you guys exited out the tavern, you were confronted by a group of goblins who were really pissed about you guys killing their friends in the crossroads. After some arguments ensued and some failed attempts by Fly Guy to appease the situation, a battle happened. It was a pretty tense fight, but ultimately you guys came on top, but not without some losses, as the goblins dogpiled on Bjorn and they took him away, threatening to kill him if you guys didn't pay the 200 gold fee that they charged for killing their fellow goblins. And so, after the battle, the priest, by the name of James, Father James specifically, he came outside, and after the battle, he talked to you guys. He gave you guys some information about the world. Specifically, you guys learned that Dea, in the way she presents herself in this world, isn't quite the same as the way you guys know her. Obviously, you guys know her as the guardian deity of the world, but here she seems to more so represent life and light. So not quite the same, and it seems that they weren't also aware of the whole reincarnation plot going on. And so after talking with Father, you guys had captured a goblin and managed to convince him to let you guys know of the location of the goblin camp to trade Bjorn for him, hopefully. Oh, and then there's Dayron flying across the ethereal void. So yeah, after that, you guys took the goblin with you guys, and you all set off on a journey to go get back Bjorn and find the goblin camp. So we're starting off on the road. Well, bam. You guys can put your tokens wherever you want.
Right.
Alright, so, you guys are walking down the road. So you guys made your way through the crossroads and then through the sign that said, don't go that way, pretty much. If you guys remember correctly, that specific road was meant to lead you guys over, it was supposed to lead you guys over to, what was the name of the city? I forgot. Skeleton emoji. Bithsanthor. It was supposed to lead you guys to Bithsanthor, which is the capital of the kingdom that you guys were in. And yeah, so as you guys are walking, you can do me one of you guys do me an encounter table roll. It's just a flat D10.
What is that roll?
D10.
7.
All right. So you guys are traveling down, and surprisingly, as you guys, here, let me just slap the guy here. You guys can be like, escorting him. I don't know how you guys want to treat him specifically. Oh, hello. Where's little bro? Oh, there you go. Okay. For some reason, he wasn't being slapped on the. There you go. Oh god, they're multiplying. Oh no, they're multiplying.
Done.
Oh god, they're appearing from the ground. No. So you guys are escorting, and it seems like a pretty peaceful plan, or not a peaceful plan. It seems like a pretty peaceful walk. Nothing much seems to be happening, at the very least for now. So you guys have some time to talk amongst yourselves. Maybe plan out what you might attempt to try and do. Once you make it to the goblin camp, perhaps you could talk to the goblin, talk amongst yourselves some more. The floor is all yours.
So, what even is our plan when we get there? Are we just gonna try
We're
to
going
sneak in
to,
there and find him? Or
well, we're going to use, wait, what was your name again? To the goblin.
Rasorg.
Rustok here. We're going to do a hostage exchange. We're going to take
That's
one
not
back,
gonna work.
and then
they already
it's
showed that they didn't care for the life.
well, if it's not going to work, then we'll take Bjorn back forcefully.
Another fight.
Good luck with that. As like the goblin says, there's too many for all of you guys to handle by yourselves.
I remember your friends losing last fight.
Oh, if you
Actually,
thought
it's
that
the
was a
second
lot,
time they've lost.
if you think that's a lot, you should wait until you get to our camp.
No, you're a lot more than us.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say it won't be easy if you plan to go in ahead.
If you have a better plan, I'm open to suggestions.
Well, the hostage exchange is not going to work. That's already been proven when you try to take this one for a hostage. That's off the table. And I don't know about you, but I'm not really one for stealth, so I don't know if we can really sneak in there.
Me neither. I'm much more of a upfront kind of blind guy.
It's like our only options are trying to man it out. Then I don't really know.
We're kind of trying to be reasonable here, but I'm not a fool. Even I know that sometimes people don't learn unless they take a few punches. But this is all very different, so I'm just making it up as I go.
Do you have any input, Haru?
They're just like busy, like in their like book and being like. I mean, I agree. I'm not someone who's used to this as well. I mean, this. I think this was one of my first few times actually killing something besides like a humanoid thing. It's definitely not a normal or not a thing that I thought I would ever encounter in my life. I mean, to take a life or fight. I mean, God forbid, I worked at a corner store.
It's not a decision you should ever make lightly, or ever have to make at all.
In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to, but
Oh,
wherever we've been put, this is one of them.
hmm. I'll look at the goblin and be like, why would they even keep our friend?
Probably locked up in some kind of cage. Couldn't tell you. We don't. Our camp didn't necessarily have one, but they would probably make one. Or they
They're
might beat him up
making
and tie him
one.
up against a tree.
Oh,
If they did make one, like you said, I assume not to be too rude to your kind, but it'd probably be made out of sticks and wood around. If they made it on the spot.
I think he doesn't comment on that specific part. The goblin seems to stay quiet.
Mm.
Is it like a smug kind of quiet, or is it like a
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Kind of quiet.
if you don't speak, you'll also be in big trouble?
He
He
didn't.
like kicks him.
He didn't say that in character.
Oh, I have very good. I have super hearing.
I can hear your thoughts. I'm in your
That's a
head.
super hearing.
This is not
I
the
think that
first
was
time
his
this is
thing.
happening. This is not the first time this has happened.
So, as you threaten to kick him, he just says, I don't want to talk about it. I've already given you guys enough.
Really? Because right now you were telling us that we're about to walk into a death trap. I don't think enough is gonna cut it.
He doesn't seem to like want to comment on it. Like he stays quiet.
Well, either way, we can only really plan once we've seen it.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure we don't, or when we think we're near, we should make sure to gag him.
Agreed.
All right. And so as you guys kind of keep walking down this road, oh my god, your bodies are moving without any autonomy. So as you guys kind of keep walking down the road, eventually you end up coming up to this trail, or not trail, but like down the path, and then you are encountered with this like wagon, like kind of completely halted on the side of the road, and on the other part too, there's like a horse, and they're like you see these two like figures in the distance, and they're kind of like they seem to be like arguing with each other pretty badly. They're like I told you I did not do that. It's like, and then you hear another one saying, likely excuse. I know you. I know it was you. You're the only person in this town that would be capable of putting your hands in my beautiful Mara. And so as you guys begin coming down, what do you do?
Think these guys are trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, at least not the physical kind.
Let's try and understand the situation first. Okay, can you hold him? And he like hands the rope with the goblin to
I'll hold
and he walks up. It's like, hello.
As you say hello, you watch as both of the men turn over, and you hear what? And as you're looking at them, so the one that you're directly next to, flying guy, he seems to be this like tan skinned human. He has like brown hair, or sorry, black hair, brown eyes, and he's wearing pretty common garbs. His outfit seems pretty like very akin to a commoner. They're very loose and kind of dirty. And then on the other hand, you see this his like elf merchant. He has pretty light skin, and he wears these like very like silky garments and robes, and he carries like the air about him of like a very like refined gentleman. Like his posture is straight. He has like this like very like he has a very posh look in his face. He has like long blonde hair, but it's very like nicely groomed. And yeah, he seems to be at least pretty wealthy from what you could surmise.
Sorry.
You're good. And so as you kind of, as you kind of try to get their attention, they just kind of go back to arguing, and you see as like the human goes on and says, "If you just want an excuse to kill me, just admit it. We both know you're sweet on that Mara girl. I know it. You know it. The whole town knows it." And then the other guy says, "Is that what you're really trying to come up with to live here? You put your hands on her. I know you did." And they kind of like seem to be going back and forth again with each other. And as like the tensions begin escalating, you watch as the human like kind of draws out a dagger and he says, "I'm not gonna die for some stupid accusations." And the elf pulls out a rapier and he says, "Oh, these are not just mere accusations. I know you did it." What do you do?
Okay. Right? Just what the hell is going on? And he like stands in the middle of them, being like smack in the middle of them. He has to, like kind of like look down and realize, oh yeah, I'm much shorter now.
Yeah. So as you kind of stand between them, you watch as both like the elf and the human, as they're pointing their stuff at them, you do not impede their path whatsoever. Like their stuff is still pointing at each other because you're like shorter than them and their arm length, their arm height. So they're just kind of still pointing at each other, and you're just kind of directly below their rapier and dagger. And you see as like the merchant says, that man has put his hands on the beautiful Mara. He has stolen her chastity by force." And the other guys, "I told you I didn't do that! How many times do I have to tell you?"
Oh. Well.
And as like flying guys like at a loss for words, the elf points at him and says, "We all know the type of person you are. You go around sleeping with women and breaking hearts. That is just the kind of man you are. You can't lead me to believe that you wouldn't do such a thing. I have evidence, and I'm going to kill you."
Can I see your evidence? He like very sheepishly like gestures for like whatever he has.
Sure. You watch as he goes into the caravan and begins looking for. He's like, "Now where did I put that?" He begins searching, and as he does this, you watch as a human figure looks at you and says, "Don't believe him. If it's probably fabricated. He's just jealous that I have a better shot with Mara than he ever did, and he's now making up excuses to get me out of the picture. The whole town knows he's sweet on her, but he doesn't have a chance. He might be rich, but he has no clue on how to seduce a lady." And you hear as like the man kind of scuttles out inside his caravan. He comes out. He says, "Well, I believe I might have left that home, but that doesn't change the fact that I know that you did it. Everyone knows what happened to Mara."
Okay. Right, well... He kind of like shuffles on over. And the ground caught fire for a second, I hope that was...
My bad. That was misclick.
Well... Okay, this is a very serious accusation. Oh dear. He like looks over to the rest of the group like, "I don't really have time for this, but I can't like not."
Oh, I'll begin begrudging it. I look at my other mate over here before I start walking over to try to see if I can help out in any way. So
Oh,
I'm gonna force the goblin to sit down, or try to.
okay, well, this is
Do we-
clearly a very serious accusation, but if you don't have proof, then at the very least you should not be having this confrontation here.
And as you say that, you watch as the elf man says, "I do not need proof, for the gods will be my proof." And then he points his rapier again, and he says, "I challenge you to a trial by combat, Jasper."
No trials by combat. Look, you can't just be like, I don't need any proof, and then challenge a man to fight to the death. How do you know what the proof is if you can't even present it and have it verified?
I received a letter, but it seems it is not currently in my possession.
So you've come all the way out here in the middle of nowhere to do what exactly? Fight him?
No. Kill him.
Couldn't you take this to a court of law?
Court of law.
Dude, this-
Of course not. This, and he seems like very frustrated. He's like, this demands something greater than that. I need to get her honor back for what he has done to her.
Okay, but if you're gonna like try to get her honor back, wouldn't you want to prove that what statements you are stating are to be true? You know?
Roll me a persuasion.
Oh god, I'm not a persuasion guy. What the hell? Sure. Well, bam! 6.
Alright. You know what? You two flying it because you have been trying to persuade them a little bit.
Yeah, go, Charisma Maxer. Go.
Charisma maxing.
Also, does anyone have a passive perception of 14 or higher?
Yes.
Oh man.
Actually, what is the perception? The passive perception.
What is it?
Wait, do you have your
What is
a
it?
passive perception of 14?
Yeah.
Oh, if he's got it then.
Okay. So Haru, as you're kind of talking, you see like very far into the distance, very far in the distance, you see kind of like a, these are plains, so there's not a lot of trees, but you see like in a far out tree, you kind of catch it with like in the corner of your eye. You see like some kind of figure, like kind of poking out from a tree, but you can't quite make it out from how far it is.
Alright, I know this is off topic, but does anyone else see that over there?
See what?
We want.
And so kind of as you pointed out, you watch as the figure kind of goes behind the tree.
Okay, well now it's just hiding. Now I know something's there.
I don't see anything.
There was
Yeah,
something
no,
right there. And then it hid.
Well, do you want to go check?
Not really, but and yes. Don't kill each other. Was it this way or down?
Upward, yeah. Or I guess upward in the map, you know. Not literally. Are you coming along too, Fly Guy?
I'm.
No,
might
you
stay here
stay.
to keep the peace. Yeah.
Alright.
I have to like point my rapier up to better like stand in between them, like a little spike.
So the tensions still seem pretty high between these two. And so Haru, as you begin going up, you watch as the figure from the tree just begins bolting it as far away as possible from you.
Oi! Hey, we gotta. What? Why are you running?
They just keep running. You kind of see, you can kind of tell that they what's it called? It seems to be like some kind of feminine figure, but it's still decently far away. So they're kind of.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to cast Mage Hand and like try to grab them. But actually, let me see if I can do that with Mage Hand.
How
I think you
I don't
can.
think I don't think
I
you
don't
can
think
do
I
that.
can.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you can.
All right, nah, fuck it then. Shocking great. No,
No,
So
okay.
no.
so
no,
right
sorry,
now,
let's-
I want to say they're like maybe a good like 100 feet away from you currently.
Damn it! That's out of my range.
All right. I'll start running, I guess, and dashing, and then actually, I'll start running, and then I'll cast magic missile at them, but like not aimed at them, but aimed at their like right in front of them, to make them stop.
Okay. What is the range on magic missile?
120, which is why I casted that one.
Okay. Do me an athletics check.
What the fuck?
To catch up, probably.
Yeah, to catch up.
Something.
What the hell? Athletics. Oh, bam.
Ooh.
Not athletic.
So as you're what is that? What was that? Was that a nat 1? No.
No.
No,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, it's still a pretty bad roll.
two.
So as you kind of like begin running, you realize, wait, fuck. You're very short on your breath. You're like, shit. Have I always been this unathletic? And you like extend your hand outward, and like you try to like aim, and your magic missiles do go, but like in the like attempt to shoot your magic missiles out, you kind of distract yourself a little bit, and you fuck up your pace, and you end up like falling on your knees on the floor. The magic missiles do kind of strike in front of her, and it seems to like it seems to deter the figure for a second, but they just keep running away. And as you like, by the time you get to your knees, they seem to have gone even further away from you.
Motherfuckers.
And then in the meantime, back at this scenario, you see as Jasper says, "You know what? I'm done with this. If doing this stupid fight will prove to you that I am innocent, then let's just do it." And then you see the other Metchin
It
go.
doesn't prove you're innocent. Stop it.
Fly guy, take the goblin. I'll stop them. I'll stand between them.
And you watch as they're about to like start like they come closer to each other, about to like start swinging to one another. And then so flying guy, I assume you're gonna try to like hold one of them, and then Dayron, you're gonna try to hold the other.
No.
Is anyone
I
trying to
can't.
swing?
I'm holding to the goblin.
Who's do either of them swing? I'll be
Yeah,
ready
so
when they swing.
so you watch us like both of them just bring out their weapons, and they're like obviously Jasper, which is the human, he seems to be like at a slight disadvantage. He seems to be like at a bit of a slight disadvantage in this, and then you see as like the elf is like has the advantage due to his rapier. And then he's kind of like they're kind of doing this thing where like one of them is trying to like poke the other with the longer sword, and the other keeps kind of like stepping back, and then they keep trying to weave in like a swing from their dagger, but you can tell there's no threat in like the dagger hitting the elf guy, because he's too far away, because he keeps trying to back up. So it's just kind of like both of them are just kind of stuck not hitting each other, but they're trying real hard to hit each other.
Take the goblin. I'll get in between them.
Okay. Alright, swap out. Am I about to second up attack? Hopefully not, but
No. So as you do this, how quick are you guys rushing this action to do it?
well, I've got to.
Not too quick, because I have to wait for him to grab the rope before I go.
How about you just bring the goblin halfway? I'm
That's
just,
true.
well,
I'll like pull him over.
we swap over. Yeah.
Okay. So here's how we're gonna do this exchange there then. So flying it, because right now you're still in between them. So even though you're short, the fact that you're still kind of trying to stand between the two of them is actually kind of impeding them from getting too close to each other, because they're not able to close the distance with you, kind of like shoving them both off. And so as Dayron is trying to bring the goblin over toward you guys, you guys have to do this kind of like tricky exchange where you guys have to swap positions before the goblin gets a chance to escape, or what's it called? The two men get a chance to swing at each other. Here, how about this? We'll do. What can I make you guys roll? So Dayron, how about you do a you'll do a you'll do an animal handling check. Okay.
Yo, what?
You'll do an animal
What?
handling check to see if you can keep to see
fuck.
if you can keep hold of
Actually, I'm at
the goblin before trading it. over to Fly Guy, and then Fly Guy, you need to do an acrobatics check to see if you can quickly weave out of the way to allow like Dayron to do a swap.
Okay. Bro, what are my rolls?
Ooh.
What are my rolls?
All right, so Dayron, you're keeping a pretty good hold on him. You've from your life as a farmer, you actually kind of have pretty good experience in like handling like cattle and livestock. Not that the goblin would be in the same level, you know, but you do have him tied around the rope, so you kind of know how to keep things under control. And so as you're moving up with him, you seem to be keeping a pretty good hold, and you're about to like pass it on to Fly Guy, and then you watch this Fly Guy like tries to like looks at you, tries to like get out of the way for you to walk in, and then you watch as like Fly Guy just bumps into you instead, and then as Fly Guy kind of bumps into you, I'm gonna need you to do a strength, or not a strength, actually yes, a strength check to see if you can hold onto the goblin real quick.
Me or
Dayron.
there?
Okay, so so you watch as the goblin as it kind of bumps, like he sees this as opportunity, and he just kind of pushes forward and just begins running away as the rope kind of goes from your hand, and he's like he begins trying to run away, and in the meantime, up here above you guys, you watch as they're really going at each other now that there's nobody here. They're beginning to like really start to fight, and, like you watch as like the elf man, like the elf begins to like actually like manage to get some good like stabs at Jasper, and on the other hand, Jasper surprisingly manages to get like a couple slashes in return to him. So with the situation turning dire, what are you guys choosing to focus on here, as things seem to be spiraling a little bit out of control?
Aaron's gonna let out a sigh. He's gonna tell Fly Guy to catch the goblin, and then Dayron's gonna move to stop the fight.
Okay.
Oh man.
And back to Haru.
You look-
So Haru, at this point, your target keeps getting a little bit further away, but
How far are they?
I would say if they were like 100 feet away from you, they're like maybe 150 feet away from you now.
Bro, what the fuck? Oh
Do
my
you
god, this
choose-
is bullshit, bro.
Do you choose to keep chasing them?
Slow.
Do you keep
What?
Do you choose to keep chasing them, or do you want to try to turn around and help
Fuck
the situation?
you, I'm gonna keep chasing them.
Okay. What are you just gonna do a normal chase this time around, or
30 feet, right? So that means 150 to now 120. I'm now in range. I'm casting Firebolt on them. Fuck this person. I'm not gonna miss this
Holy
time. I'm
shit.
hitting them. Fucking hell! Oh my god, I hate this.
So as you keep running up, toward them, you begin like trying to cast Firebolt in your hand, and you realize it is really hard to cast a spell while you're also running at the same time. And as you try to like form the spell, you know you're still pretty new at magic, and so you begin trying to form like the words and the symbols to cast the Firebolt, and then it just fizzles out.
Oh my god, this motherfucker! I'm gonna kill him.
and so at least for the time being, it seems like they're still like at an equal distance from you. So you didn't lose any traction, but you're also not gaining it, and you seem to be getting further
roll
away.
damage or the actual attack? I think you rolled damage.
Oh, you did roll damage actually.
Oh. 15.
Okay, well that changes things. All right, time suddenly begins to rewind, and nothing happens.
Thanks, man.
None of that happens. And so you shoot the firebolt, and as you shoot the firebolt onto the back of the person, you watch as they just collapse on the ground. And
No more running. No more running.
And then you watch as the fire that you shot onto them begins to catch on their clothes, and they're caught on fire.
Oh fuck.
Do you continue rushing over to them as the fire keeps going?
I mean, I guess I have to now.
and so back to the scene. Fly Guy, you're chasing after the goblin. I'm gonna need you to do an athletics check as the goblin keeps trying to get away from you.
Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Finally, something good.
So, Fly Guy, you begin running after him, and you might have small legs, but so does he. And so you begin you begin gaining distance on him, and then you're like very close from him. You could try to wait it out and see. You could try to wait it out and just gain him with just like your normal athleticism, or you could try to just jump at him right now and catch him before he gets to like he gets a chance to slip out of his binds. What do you do?
I don't.
Jump at him. It'd be funny.
I'll jump at him. Okay.
All right,
What
roll
am I making?
acrobatics.
Oh. Ah, 21.
Sorry.
Mhm.
You begin chasing after them, and you're slowly gaining more and more distance. And then finally, as you begin gaining more distance, you decide, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna jump at them, and you like do like a little jump forward, and you manage to grab the goblin from their legs as they like fall into the ground. It's like, oh, fuck, as you manage to catch them, and they try to like squirm around, but at this point, you got him. So you manage to get the goblin back in control. Now, Dayron, what do you do to try to stop the situation going on?
I'm gonna pull out my longsword and take my shield off my my back, and now I'm gonna yell when I get close to them. Stop now!
All right, and so as you do that, you're gonna watch as both of them are gonna make, both of them are gonna try to like swing at each other, and so you said you're getting in between them.
I'm getting near them and then telling them to stop when I pull out my longsword and my shield.
All right, so you watch as your threat, like your warnings to stop, doesn't seem to really get through them, as they're like really about to. You watch as like one of them is actually about to like get the other. As you watch you watch the elf man like swing his rapier, and then he misses, and you watch as Jasper with his dagger begins running at him at full speed to try stab him with it. What do you do?
I'm gonna. I'm going to move in front of it. I'm gonna actually, I'm not gonna run in front of it, move in front of it. I'm gonna fucking run into him and shoulder bash him with my shield.
Okay. Do me an attack roll. First of all.
With, like, just.
You could just do like but you're proficient with shields, right? You could just do like d20 plus your whatever main modifier is for attacking, and then plus proficiency.
Okay. I'll just do longsword swing.
Yeah, you can
Because
do
that
that.
would be the most for dinner. Well,
12. So it doesn't really take a lot. These are just, for the most part, commoners, or at least normal people in the sense of the word. They're not heroes. They're not special soldiers. They're just, civilians. So it doesn't really take a lot. And so as you bash him, you watch as you manage to knock him into the ground as he kind of like falls down. He's like, oh, fuck, I was about to get him. Why did you do that?
I'm gonna step on his hand that has the dagger, and then I'm gonna point my longsword at the elf and tell them both to stop right now.
All right. And so as you do that, at this point, they've kind of like you've managed to interrupt their fight good enough that they're both kind of tired, and they again going back to the same thing, that these are not trained soldiers or fighters. These are just two common men with no fighting experience. They're both pretty much out of the breath from like just swinging really hard at each other. and they were like, and you watch as the man in the caravan, the elf merchant, he says, "This isn't the end of it. You hear me? I'll be seeing you in prison if it's the last thing I do." And he begins walking away, and he goes to this caravan, and he gets on it, and he just sets off. And then Jasper just kind of is sitting down. He's like, "Oh, fuck, man, I nearly died."
Yeah, you did. He's gonna sheath his longsword back.
Shit, fucking psycho! I didn't even do what he said I did.
Well, it's kind of the world we live in.
Fuck, man. Shit. I think I think I gotta go. And you watch to see he gets up. And he's like, but I mean, I guess thank you for thank you for stopping the situation. I don't know what could have happened if things kept going. Shit, man. Fuck. He seems to be really shaken up now that he has kind of time to cool down. He kind of realizes one of them really could have died just now. He seems to be pretty shaken up as you look at his hands; they're kind of shaking. And he gets on his horse and he's like, "Hey, look, I really don't know where all these accusations against me have come from, but if you ever happen to come across a town by the name of Ronnet, come say hi. I'll load you. I'll drinks on me." And you watch as he gets on his horse and he sets out as well. And then yeah, so you guys managed to defuse the situation properly. Fly Guy, you've got the goblin back, so you make your way back to Amir. And then now Haru, it's just all on you as you've
Amir?
sorry, Dayron. Vortex brain rot moment. And so yeah, so Haru, you make your way over to this person. And as you get closer, you realize this person is dead.
Oh.
And their body is completely burnt. Whoever they were, they've been burnt by your firebolt. As they
How long?
How long?
It's only been briefly, right? Right?
Well, I want to say it's their body's burnt, but it's not beyond recognition. But they look pretty burnt. I want to say.
No, I mean how long have they? Because they're so. Because what? It's been literally
You
less
just
than
killed them.
It's been literally less than 10 seconds, bros. There's no way.
Well, this is magic we're talking about. You did throw a firebolt at them, and
How's it feel to be a murderer?
and it is a common person. It's not like some kind of soldier or magically attuned person. You're right. It's just a random. You didn't know who this person was. They were just some random person. And you shot them with a firebolt.
And I ran, honestly. Turn off body cam footage.
Yo, and yeah, so it is decently burnt. It doesn't seem like it's beyond recognition, but if you want to try to get a better look at who this body was, you're gonna have to do an investigation check.
With my passive investigation 16, will you still make me roll?
I don't think is passive investigation a thing.
I have it on my sheet that says
There is
passive
one. Yeah,
investigation
there
16.
technically is.
Oh, what the hell?
Thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Want me to roll still? I can.
Yeah, just do a roll. I think this is more proactive.
26.
26.
Is that not 20?
Is that does?
That is. That is.
That's weird. It didn't highlight that's a nat 20. Maybe they don't do it for skill checks.
Yeah.
So
To be fair, it doesn't mean it only means the best outcome, not all, or
Yeah.
the best possible outcome, not the best always, I guess.
yeah, so you begin looking at this. You begin investigating this figure, and yeah, so you could kind of tell from a distance that they were kind of feminine in nature, but as you investigate this, you kind of get a look at their hair. Their hair is a bit charred. Some parts of their strands of hair are burnt, but they have it's it's like they have this like long blonde hair. You could probably tell they might have been a beautiful woman had they not been.
I shot them in the
burnt.
back, bro. There's no way I shot them in. What the fuck?
Well, they have clothes on. You know, they're not just naked. Like that thing is gonna catch on fire. And I mean, it's not like horribly, but you know, some of the burn has definitely done a bit of a number on the skin of this person. So it kind of, you know, like when things kind of get burnt, they get like weirdly like a raisin. You know, they kind of they get like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the texture of a raisin, kind of. It's kind of like that. But you could probably tell with your high investigation check, they were probably a pretty beautiful woman. That being said, as you keep looking at them, like you kind of look at their eyes. They have like these blue eyes. Their clothes seem to be pretty nice. They're on this like burnt red dress. Some of it is like now has like char marks on it, specifically in the back where the
We killed the baddie.
where the burning originally happened. And then yeah, like the dress goes all the way down to their ankles. There's nothing on them specifically that like that you could find that gives away as to who this person might have been. But
No money. Just, whatever.
damn, bro turned into a murder hobo.
How much XP how much XP I get from this?
You get 1 XP.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so they're dead. What do you do with the body you have now just dropped?
Okay, so they're like dead, no death save kind of type shit, right?
No, they're just dead.
All right. I guess I move on with my life.
All right, so you kind of leave the dead body there.
Actually, I guess I could try digging. I don't really have anything to dig.
Okay. All right. While you try and do that, Fly Guy and Dayron, are you guys just kind of chilling now, or what are you guys doing?
We're waiting for Haru.
Yeah, I'm glad that ended up without any deaths. That could have gone pretty bad, all things considered. So good job
I
there.
begin digging a bit faster.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
You find a magic shovel, Haru. You don't know where you got this.
I have my quarter staff. I'll just be like.
Sure.
It's taking Haru so wrong. I mean,
you dig it. Like maybe a couple minutes pass. You know, first you realized what you've done. You're digging really hard to hide your mistakes, and you don't know how you can feel it, but you feel like a sense of disapproval, like a divine disapproval coming from you, and within you as you keep doing this. But eventually, you get it done. You've managed to hide the evidence for the time being of the crimes you've committed just now. And you go back to the rest of the party. Finally, you make your way back to the rest of the party.
Oh hey, did she get away?
She.
Did you catch them?
It was like, I don't know, it was like some monster maybe. I think it ran. It was too fast for me.
Oh,
Monster, maybe.
I don't know. Why would a monster be
Like
watching?
a goblin?
Maybe I couldn't really tell.
You let the goblin out running?
I don't know if it was a goblin. It might have been.
Well, we need to keep our eyes out then. If it might have been a goblin, they might be tracking
Yeah.
us already.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
if we ever come across,
Maybe we can track
someone's
them
going-
down as a goblin.
mm.
Because they would probably be going back to their camp if it was one of them.
Huh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
well-
we'll see them there.
Well, what if it's like a what?
It's like the goblin just says the camp is not that way.
I said it could have been a goblin. Oh, so it's not a goblin then. It must have been like a wild monster then, or an animal.
How close did you didn't see what it was? Well, I'm sure it's fine. Your sharp eyes have served us well. If we ever come across someone staring at us behind a tree again, we'll be sure to send you in, huh? He starts
Yeah.
walking.
Well, we shouldn't send them in. They didn't catch them. So.
They saw them. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's fine.
Next time we'll have someone else chase.
Yeah.
And so you guys Sorry, that was a really funny scenario. The way it devolved like that, it was really funny. You know what? Just for that, I'll give you all of you guys one inspiration point.
Whoa.
And
I feel our good deeds being rewarded.
and so as you guys kind of keep going, you kind of shake off whatever happened. You know, you brush it aside. You don't question the murder that your fellow party member has now just committed, and you keep going. You keep going down the road, and eventually, you guys, like, the goblin keeps guiding you guys, and you find yourselves arriving at the goblin camp.
All right, I'm gonna. Let me see what I have on me real quick.
And so you guys are currently not in the map. Like, you guys kind of, as he guides you guys, but you're still looking from a pretty far distance. So you're not like quite next to the goblin camp just yet, and not like nowhere within distance at least that the goblins might be able to easily spot you. But you see as you kind of go in, it's pretty obvious to the eye. There seems to be like goblins patrolling outside of the walls, and there's no sight of Bjorn just yet.
I'm going to gag the goblin.
Good idea, because as you guys seem to be getting close enough, you watch as like the goblin goes takes a big breath to, like, it seems like they're about to scream to make their presence known, and then you just gag them and they're like,
Yeah, I knew it.
Damn, me choking on that shit.
and like he like thrashes about, but you manage to keep him silent so he can't catch their attention.
All right, so I want you to nod with your head where you think our friend would be held.
So you guys are pretty far away from the camp, so he just kind of goes,
Nod.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not taking the gag out, but
No, definitely don't take it out.
I'm gonna point to the right side of the camp. Nod if you think they're over there.
So the right side of the camp would be this part. I would say, I would say, where's the marker? I would say this would constitute the right side of the map. And as you do that, he kind of shrugs his shoulders at you.
Are you not gonna work with us anymore?
Yes, sir. You gotta get that plan up.
Right out the best part, I guess. He said, "Why should I? You guys."
I think he said we gagged him and tied him up.
Oh,
I could try something.
what are you going to try?
I could try creating. I have this new spell I could try out. You have to give me like a
Oh.
bit,
How long?
like, a sec. $20.
What, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Do we have 20 minutes? I mean, they could be doing anything in there. They could be cutting him up and eating him.
Well, what is this you're trying to do? First off,
I
so
can
we even know
create.
it's worth it.
Let me see here. It says I can create almost like an animal companion that can. Oh. I can create like this animal companion that I can see through its eyes.
Okay, well, I would say we give it a try. Most likely our friend isn't dead. Well, our comrade isn't dead, considering they're using him as a hostage for the payment. That doesn't mean he isn't being tortured, but I feel like this is our better chance taking this chance and not considering we could all just die here. And
Well, I mean,
it wouldn't
they
amount
might
to
not be.
anything.
They might not be willing to trade for a hostage. That was just my idea for bringing the goblin on all along.
No, I'm talking about they have him as a hostage to make sure the town pays the gold. So at least he's not being killed yet.
Hmm.
So the 20 minutes might be something if he's being tortured, but let's just go in blindly would be a death sentence anyway for all of us. So I say we give it a chance and let him do his magic.
All right then.
I just got to make sure this one stays put. And he's gonna drag him, tie him to a tree.
So you
Alright.
do that. You keep him tied onto a tree. He's like, he seems to be pretty mad about being tied up and gagged.
What do we even do with this goblin, man? Not complying. Like, even for what he is, I don't exactly want to kill him.
I agree. We
But-
can sort it out once we have Bjorn back. Frankly, I'd rather this whole thing not end in bloodshed, but
I don't think they understand that. I don't think they're capable of that.
mhm. I was wondering if maybe, if once we can get this back in our favor, we can at least try and maybe disband this camp. Maybe send them home, if nothing else.
Send
Or,
them home.
well, no, we don't want them being around here in the village, do we?
Well, let's say, well, they might be part of something bigger, but if they have tents here, this is their home.
Well, not
Camp.
normally. Tents can just be like, maybe they're just camping. Who knows?
I kind of doubt that.
Well, I mean, what I mean is this might be just like a temporary campaign for them. Then they might be planning to head back afterwards, so we can send them off early.
Well, setting them off, what stops them from just building right beside the camp again in the same area?
That's what we'll figure out. Leave,
I say as soon as we get him, we leave.
I don't really like the idea of leaving the goblins on their own, considering that
We can't take
everyone's-
them. What
Can't-
encouragement would we give them to want them to leave?
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because they don't even care for themselves. We don't have any type of payment we can give them that might be worth such. It's a dead end.
That's bound to be something. I'm sure
There's
of it.
something, but we don't have it.
Yeah. I mean, if we had like,
No, you can go. Sorry.
if we had like enough money, then maybe. But that's
I don't want to.
what we don't
pay
even
them
have
off.
enough. Exactly. Well, what else would they want from us? Like, there's
Yeah,
nothing
we
else
won't-
that they would really want.
And I want to reform them so that they won't go attacking villages. We need to set a standard here.
Reform them.
Yeah, I mean,
You think they're
On
gonna
the-
want to reform?
it's not about one. It's about compromise. We want to find the best outcome for everyone here.
I mean,
They've already seen their compromise. It was we give them gold, our friend doesn't die. That was their compromise.
yeah. I mean, what are we gonna like? How are you gonna try to like make them? Are you trying to like reform them? I mean, you can try that, but I mean, we've seen how that's gone down.
I'd like
You
to
real-
speak to the leader, or at least the leader of the camp. There must be someone in charge.
You want to talk to their leader?
Talk to their leader in the camp.
I understand that. But if we say we get the guy, you want to then talk to the leader.
Yes.
I can't agree with that. If we get the guy, I think we should run for it. That's saying if it doesn't become a complete slaughter.
I don't think the track record really supports that we can just get out of there. I
Yeah.
mean, if nothing else, they might go ahead and attack the village immediately because we.
They were going to attack it anyway. I mean, all we can do is go back and try to help them.
Mm.
They were going to attack it, and they said ultimatum for them not attacking. It's a pay. And then we fought, and down they took our buddy, and they want us to pay. Probably more now, considering they had multiple of their others die.
Mm-hmm. We really should get them to build a prison or something. I feel like a lot of the source of these conflicts is that there doesn't seem to be any like real infrastructure or system that
I
really
mean-
supports change.
This is was it? From what it looks like, feels like I don't know where like olden times. They don't really, unless you're in a major like city. There's not really a point in having a well, I guess this is olden time for me with what I would infer from it. But you know, a lot of these
Right,
like a lot of these
sometimes for me
places,
as well.
a lot of these
But I
places,
felt like
a lot of these like these rural towns and such, from what I've read long time in like class, they don't really have like they don't. There's no point in keeping like prisoners or like, building a jail cell since they really don't have like people to arrest. Usually, they deal with it how they see fit from like probably like their like mayor, governor. I don't know what you'd call them.
but normally
Towns.
these villages are parts of land owned by bigger places like barons and stuff like that. Surely they would look after their people.
Yeah, but how easy is it going to be for you to being able to apprehend someone and then try to take them to that prison instead of just eliminating on the spot if they try to hurt someone?
Sometimes the easiest way isn't always the best way. I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't solve the problem long term. The goblins are just going to keep attacking because they'll keep seeking vengeance.
I mean,
and
you could say
money.
the opposite. If they keep losing members, and then they have less reason to keep attacking if they keep failing. You could say the opposite as well.
It's not the impression I get. I think that they all seem to
I'm
be.
not disagreeing with you that they should try to build a prison, but with how little monetary funds they have already, and if you say there's a baron, but there's probably with their current state right now, they don't have one to watch over their part of their land, or doesn't seem to be willing
These
to give
goblins
them.
have been here for a while.
Yeah,
So at least whoever, if there is an overlord, they either don't have the supplies or men to deal with it, or they don't care.
It's very different from where I come from. This would never stand.
So, you finished casting Find Familiar, Haru.
yeah. I'm actually I read through it again. It actually costs an hour, so I'm just gonna cast it as normally, so that it only takes 10 minutes.
Okay, so you finished casting it.
I'm gonna conjure up. I believe I was thinking an owl.
Okay. So you conjure up an owl. What do you make it do now?
All right, I'm gonna look at it and be like, all right, I want you to like fly over like as high as you can get and like try to like, overview like the all general area.
Okay.
So we can like see that like, I can get a sky view of like what we can see, how many people there are,
Sure.
or how many goblins there are.
Sure. Using the owl stats, do me a perception check.
Perception for the owl. That's wisdom, right?
That should be wisdom, yeah.
Oh wait, no, it had dumped that. That's +5 W.
So you kind of make the mistake of making it fly too high, and it's pretty far up. But at least to my knowledge, owls don't have like crazy eyesight like some of the birds of prey might have.
That's a lie. I looked at all the other stat blocks. It did have the highest.
Owls do have pretty good eyes.
This owl is just shit.
Bum owl.
Owls,
So as you,
eyesight's like the best part of them.
well, maybe at night. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Anyway,
Clearly.
so
Clearly.
so you got a bit of a bum owl here. You make him fly up. He maybe you got a bit of an old owl, so its eyesight is failing. And it tries to look down, but it just all looks blurry to you, so you can't really tell much. You can see that there's a handful of goblins, however, but that's really about all you spot from
I
this
average
suite.
maybe more than 20, less than 20, 10, 30.
There seems to be a good. I need to count them myself. A good 15 goblins down there.
15. Alright. I'll relay this. Alright, guys. About 15 goblins. I didn't see where Bjorn was. So he must be in one of the tents, I think. Or what I thought were tents.
Well, we can't take 15 goblins.
That'll mean we have to take down 5 goblins each between us.
And we don't even have Bjorn to deal with.
Can you try to take a look at the structure? While you look at it, I'll try to write it or draw it in the dirt. So we have a little.
Alright, I guess I'll make the owl fly a bit closer down to the ground and to sketch out a rough.
If you're doing that, are you doing it stealthily or just kind of out in the open?
Stealthily.
All right, do me a stealth check first.
It's owl.
Yes.
Oh, fucking 21.
Okay, that's good enough. So you have the owl fly, trying not to make too much noise. It manages to not catch the attention of any of the goblins. And then now you can make either a perception or investigation check, your choice.
I will do perception because that's the owl's only other good stat. Come on, owl. Don't be a bum. You can be better. Oh, we take those.
All right. That's what it's 15. Okay.
15, yeah.
All right. So you have the owl look, and now that it's closer, it has an easier time looking at the structure. So you see the camp below now better. You see that there's a handful of tents. There seems to be kind of just a couple of goblins bumming about. They're just kind of, some of them are eating, some of them are just chilling, some of them are fucking with each other. You notice specifically too in the structure, not like that.
Okay.
I meant more so they type of fucking with each other where you kind of poke each other and then the other person pokes the other person,
yeah.
and then you begin escalating it more, and it's just it goes from a shove, and then one punches the other, and it's he gets offended, so he's oh, and then they begin getting into a brawl, and then you watch some of the other goblins begin laughing at them ah! And they begin they are just a little bit of chaos unfolds, but then eventually you see this bigger goblin kind of scream is enough, and you see this this goblin seems to be significantly better armored up, and significantly bigger than the rest and better armored up. And as he comes out, you watch as all the other goblins kind of fall in line. They're yes, chief. And then they all kind of go back about to their business. And then he goes back. You watch as the chief goblin just kind of goes back into the tent. And you also notice another thing. As you watch as by the tree, you see a little barbarian man tied up against a tree. And one of the goblins, as you're kind of spying, one of the goblins goes up to him and says "All right, we've given you enough chances. Now tell us everything about your allies."
He's just gonna, for a minute he thinks, say, let's see. Well, the short one, let's see. He fucked your mother, the human fucked your sister, and then the elven woman, she killed them both with a firebolt. Does that sound about right?
And it's like the goblin seems to be really mad. It's like, I'll gut you alive. Don't make me.
And then you won't get any information.
And he seems to like, oh, I could kill you. And you watch as like comes up with the knife and he gets real close to your face with it, and you hear a voice saying, "Don't kill them. We need them, you fool." And he's like, ugh.
Listen to your boss, dipshit.
And you watch as the other one goes, "Oh, and just you wait. I'll gut you alive."
Yeah, I bet you will. Give me a couple days to heal up. Give me my sword and I'll gut you.
Yeah. What are you gonna do in that position you're in, stupid human? And he like spits on your face, and then he goes back around like to patrolling.
Come back over here for a minute. I have something to say. Actually, I have information.
Oh, really? I knew my threats would work. And he kind of walks up.
He starts. He starts biting his cheek. As he kind of like grimaces for a minute, he goes, "Ah, yes," and he's gonna like spit into his eye a mixture of blood and saliva.
He's like, ah! As the goblin kind of like, ah, fuck my eyes, ah! And he kind of like runs away toward like one of the water. Oh, he has become flattened. Congratulations, you've flattened the goblin.
Give me my blood.
I don't know how that happened. Okay, I think he's back to normal now. But yeah, so he runs over to one of the barrels and stuffs his face on it. He's like, ah, my eyes! I got human blood in my eyes. And then we go back to Group A. So you see all this unfold, Haru. What do you do now?
I look at the group and like, oh, good news. Bjorn's okay.
Okay.
He's tied to a tree though. I begin like drawing like a rough sketch on the dirt. It's not the best, but it's like, little like squares, circles, and like, okay, this is the tent. This one's where like some of the supplies were, and then this is the tree. And then they'll pick up a rock, and this is Bjorn.
Okay. Did you see anything else?
Lots of goblins.
So, real quick, I forgot to add this on. You would have seen like 3 goblins kind of patrolling around the perimeter outside. They seem to be like doing general sweeps of the perimeter. Actually, sorry, correction, not 3, 4. There seems to be 4 goblins doing like a sweep of the perimeter outside. So yeah.
It seems that there's about like 4 goblins like circling around. So it's gonna be very hard for us to like sneak in since this is like an open field kind of like fort.
Yeah, so the current biome that you guys are in is like a plains type biome. So there's like a couple trees and bushes around, but for the most part, like the way I would describe it is like you guys are kind of like, you guys found like a nice shrub next to a tree, and you guys are kind of like
How far are we
behind
from
it.
like the wall?
I would say you're far away enough, maybe a couple 100 feet away, far enough that they wouldn't spot you easily, unless they were specifically looking for you guys.
Well, I had an idea, but it won't be successful if we have to, since they're guarding the walls, and we won't be able to make the walls before any of them notice us. I was thinking we could try burning part of the wall to grab their attention away from you, but that won't work.
I mean, we could. Their entire wall's made of wood, but yeah, the issue is yeah, that's the issue, isn't it?
The next best thing is that we could try lighting a few of the trees outside and hope they go to deal with it, which they might not. So it doesn't really affect them. Actually, he's gonna look at Haru. Do you have any type of fire magic?
You watch it like as they see fire magic, they just like tense up for a bit. It's like, yeah, I have fire magic. Why?
How far can you use it?
120 feet from what I read.
Okay. Just with a little bit of
try to calculate it because Dayron in his past life was a farmer, but he also built. He built sometimes as well. Was there any trees that looked about within that range towards the wall?
Were there?
I'm asking.
No, I'm asking the DM.
Wait, sorry, repeat that question?
Is there any trees nearby with around the fort?
That were within 120 feet.
I would probably say no. I mean, you see, like, you know that there's two trees, the one that Bjorn is tied to, and then another one by the edge of the wall, but you'd probably have to get decently close. At least close enough that you would threaten being caught by the goblins to be able to even have a shot at catching that on fire. Are Flying Guy and Dayron doing any investigation of any kind?
Not really. I'm just trying to think of a plan.
What is Flying Guy doing in while all of this is going on, actually?
He's like trying to like look over the fence, but like he's a little too short, and he's like, "Oh, I don't really have any like. I'm not sure if there's much I can really contribute in terms of planning."
Do me a perception check. How about that?
Okay.
So as you're kind of looking, you're trying to look outside the, like, above the wall, but obviously you're pretty short, and at this distance, the wall is pretty big. Like, maybe the perspective doesn't give it enough, but like, it's a pretty tall wall. Like, none of you guys would be tall enough to just be able to jump over that wall. Like, to be able to just get over that wall, you know, like, all of you guys would have to scale it. However, from the side that you guys are coming from, which would be the side right here. Like, you guys are like, I would picture you guys are like towards south of the map, further out in the south of the map. You kind of in the distance, you see like a weird like dug up hole on the outside of the wall right here.
What is it? Well, I'll go with this. Is it like closely guarded?
Well, I wouldn't say it's closely guarded, but it is in the direct route of the patrols.
Is there anything like? Is there any like context we can gain from the hole? Is it like a trench? Is it like a?
At this distance, you cannot tell what it is. You just see that there's like some kind of hole.
I'll point that out.
Oh,
After Flying Guys like lack of contributions, they're just like, yeah, there's a hole. And that's about all I can really make out from here.
think you could try to take a look hard.
Haru?
They should...
Alright, we'll ignore Haru for now. They're asking you a question.
What was it?
Anything you could do about that hole? Take a look.
Yeah, there's a hole there.
Oh, well, I mean, at that point, my owl would be really close. I'd need to, like, I guess I could, but I need to wait for one of the goblins to make a rotation before I could, like, try to get in close.
Just try to time it.
Alright.
I doubt the goblins can walk too fast.
Yeah, I'll wait for this, like, for, what is it, this goblin to get out of range.
Sure. So, the goblins continue doing, like, their patrol around. I would probably say, you could either try to, like, simply have your owl stealth their way around, or, they would have to make, like, some kind of, like, the owl would have to make some kind of, like, acrobatics check to see, like, if they can maneuver quick enough between the,
Alright, stealthy time.
between the different spots.
I believe in you. 14.
Alright, that is gonna go against this goblin's, perception check. What even is their perception check, actually? Let me see.
It should be wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, more so.
Ah.
I'll do a roll to see if they spot you.
No.
Alright, so the goblin, you know, they're not really. They're not usually used to having visitors at their camp, probably. So it's just kind of like whistling at like a little tune, like as it kind of keeps doing its like a little jolly patrol around the camp, and your goblin manages to. The owl manages to sneak successfully into the hole as it gets there. And as it goes into the hole, you see that it's kind of dark down there, but obviously owls have pretty good night vision. And down in the hole, there doesn't seem to be light at the other end, but it seems to go a decent amount. And at the end of it, you see the corpse of like some kind of animal. It was likely trying to like sneak into the camp to steal some food or something, but it died of starvation before being able to make it through.
Oh. Look at the group and I'm like, I think an animal was down there, dug a hole through.
Oh, what kind of animal do you think? I mean, what, like a dog or a?
Maybe. I don't know.
It seems to be specifically some kind of like mole, but it's not like the usual moles that you're used to, Haru. This one seems to be like significantly larger than like a earth mole.
It was a big mole.
Well, just a big mole.
Yeah.
Like if you had to say, it would be like about the size of a corky, I would say. A corky dog.
A what?
A corky dog. It would be like about that size.
Oh, that's.
Damn.
Oh.
So what do you guys do with this information?
Well,
All right, here's what I think we should do.
Literally
If we sneak into the hole, wrap you on, and then we can take it from there.
sneak through the hole. We'll have to
Yeah.
dig through the holes more.
I
Yeah, the
think-
hole's not all the way through.
Oh,
And I know you're a little shorter, but it'd be pretty. It's probably not that big of a hole to where
do you think the
can
hole we
move
could
through.
dig it? Do you think we could dig it right to Bjorn? We would have like a. Actually, I noticed you have a shovel there. Where'd that come from?
Did you take my shovel?
Yeah, Haru, did you take their shovel?
Oh yeah. I needed it.
Oh yeah.
When did
Oh.
you even grab it?
Good question.
Well, can I get it back?
Oh.
yeah, here.
Tie it back to his backpack.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't think you were the type to just take a shovel.
but they said they
without
needed
it.
it. Why
Hmm.
did you need it? Again? Did I ask?
Other things.
You know where I come from. Normally, people walking around conspicuously with a shovel is a bad thing, but here we are. It's pretty good. We got to dig a hole, and you got a shovel. It's great.
Yeah, well, Haru, from what you saw, do you think we could fit pretty decently in that hole? Like actually move to where we could dig deeper?
I'll look. I think definitely. Wait, how could it like fit us? Or
Would also have to move past that dead mole.
I would say, I think Flying Guy could fit down there, but if you got the rest of you guys would have to. The rest of you guys like I think Flying Guy could fit there, crouched down. I think the rest of you guys would have to like be like
Wrong.
not even crawling, kind of like crawling, but like completely like full body to the ground, like dragging yourselves like flat on the ground.
yeah, if we
That
would
would be
try
a
to do
pretty
that.
bad place to be caught.
Yeah.
I'll take the
But-
shovel.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other way we can really get in without being noticed. I'll
I'll
say
get
this
beyond.
before we do this though. Let's scope around to the other side and let's light a fire in the forest and then loop back around to the whole side. Because you never know, they
Oh.
might actually come out.
I think I
Yeah,
should
that's
throw
the point.
into the hole with the shovel, and then you guys, and then I'll free Bjorn, and then you guys jump in. I think that's. I mean, you guys can light the fire while I go in. How about that?
Are you sure you want us to split up?
I
Because
think
when
it'll
we're
be
lighting
okay.
the fire and you get caught, yeah, you're dead, man.
I think I can do it.
All right, I mean, that was good of a plan we have, so I'm gonna take my shovel off and hand it to them.
All right.
Hope it's not too heavy for you.
They like they can hold it. They hold it pretty well, but there's a little like a stumble as it like lands in their hands.
Haru, since you got your owl in, what's the timing for the rotation of the guards for Flying Guy? Like, how long does it take for them?
That's very specific.
If you could, if you try to remember, how many seconds do you think?
All right. Assuming each goblin moves 30 feet.
It would be like about 12 seconds between.
Like 10 to 12 seconds before one goblin moves past one wall to the next.
All right, Flying Guy. That's all for you. Try to do well. Try to hold back and go in the hole until you start seeing flames. All right.
All right.
Let's go, Haru.
All right. So you guys begin making your way around. And then you're trying to light a fire, right?
We're lighting a fire. We're like burning some trees.
All right. So you begin lighting a fire, and like actually, well, I guess you do have Haru. Haru could just cast firebolts.
I have a tinderbox too.
Oh yeah, okay. So using your tinderbox and maybe some firebolts from Haru, you begin creating like a little bit of a fire up north. And as you guys do, you do see like some of the patrol, like so some of the goblins in the patrol begin like going like, what the, and like the one at the like closest to the fire like goes, oi, and he goes over to like this one right here. He's like, oi, look, there's a fire. And then the other one goes, what? And these two like begin going up, and like they begin moving toward the two of you guys. And now there's only 2 goblins left on the patrol. So Flying Guy, you see us. They begin coming around. It's like one of them comes around, and it's like he sees like what's going on. He's like, oh, is everything good in there? And then you hear one of them, the other 2 go, alright, we're about to check it out. And they hear, alright, we'll keep watch here. And they just kind of keep going. And you as these 2 keep going, you watch us. There's a momentary opening for you to sneak in. But before you do that, as these 2 goblins are approaching you, Haru and Dayron, what do you guys do?
We're like 100 feet away, right?
Yeah, but they're coming directly your way, and now that they're more focused on your specific spot, I would say that unless you're like doing something specific, they would probably spot you out.
Where would we be on the map?
You guys are outside of the map currently. I would say, but picture you
We're
guys
like
are
north.
Yeah, you guys are further. You guys are like up north on the map. And I would say like you guys are next to like you guys are pretty close to the burning trees and bushes that you guys lit up just now.
What's the plan after?
I guess as the fires are growing, I try to hide, pace backwards, further away from them, while keep using the flames as cover, since they're building up in the smoke.
All right. And as the goblins kind of keep coming up, I'm gonna need you both to do a stealth check for me.
Let me see what my armor is real quick. See if I get disadvantage or not.
Oh, what type of armor is it?
That's what I gotta see.
Oh, okay. I think what usually clerics start with like a medium or light
Chain
armor.
shirt.
Oh, that's gotta be disadvantage if it's a chain shirt.
No, well, if it's a chain shirt, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No, it's no disadvantage.
Okay,
I
then
still
you're
don't
good.
have good stealth.
It's only
but-
certain medium armors.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you're good.
Ooh,
I got you, Ant. I know the rules.
And so do I.
16. All right.
Using the flames as smoke as cover, we could get advantage, right?
No. So the goblins begin coming up to you guys, and to your surprise, they actually don't seem to spot you. Maybe it's like the smoke is kind of actually managing to give you a good bit of cover, or the fact that they don't expect you guys to be there. But as they do, you guys get an opportunity to either possibly attack them or just don't or not blow your cover and let them just kind of walk past you guys and then take out the or put out the fire as you remain hidden.
So if we remain hidden, can we move away from them? Can we loop back around?
Yeah, I would say you could move back around.
Unless you think different, I say we keep to the plan.
I'll stick with you.
How about this? I'll give you guys a little spice. If you guys manage to successfully attack these two goblins, they'll be one shot.
Oh.
Mm.
Magic missile time, you say?
No, it has to be.
Out of the
It
card.
has to be a melee attack specifically. So you basically what you're doing here is as they're approaching, you try to like assassinate them. So it would have to be a melee attack. That you can.
Oh.
Out the cards.
I believe in the heart of the cards. I'm always down.
I shot hard the cards.
Alright.
I
You
think
guys
you were
do
the
get
hard
advantage. You guys do get advantage. Well, there's two goblins, so,
Ooh.
so one would have to. You both would have to take out one each.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Okay. So yeah,
Alright.
make attack rolls at advantage. Both of you.
Alright. You wanna go or should I go?
Since we one shot, I'm gonna go for an arm strike. I'm gonna try to go
Stab
up
the
behind
neck.
him and stab his neck. Yeah.
Oh,
22.
Okay, Haru, make your attack before I emote.
22.
So Dayron, as they're approaching, instead of deciding to go back right away, you think, oh, this is a great opportunity to take out some of the opposition. So you go up behind one of them, and you don't know how you learn how to do this, because you were just some random farmer, but it's like a moment of genius comes up to you, and you wrap your arms around one of them, and then you just grab them, and then you begin choking them out as they're not able to do anything, and then like the last thing you just whip your arms around, and you hear like a crack from their neck, and the goblin just goes, and it loses its consciousness and it dies. Haru, you on the other hand, you kind of get him in a more extreme way. You're kind of in a murderous rampage today, as as with your shillelagh, you enchant it, and then the goblin comes around, and with your shillelagh, you enchant your quarterstaff, and you whack him in the head, and you like knock them like unconscious with the singular whack. But then you notice, oh, they're actually not unconscious. You just bash their head in with that staff
Oh my
hit,
gosh.
and they're both dead. So do you guys make your way back now?
Sam Austin's a murderer.
Honestly.
Do you think
Oh,
we should try to keep drawing them over here?
Maybe. Should we toss their bodies into the fire so there's like no evidence?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean,
would think
their
that
bodies
the
would be good
no.
for evidence to get them over.
Fair.
The corpse
Well, the
smell would
fire's
be a
gonna
pretty
keep
big
building, so
indicator.
maybe
The corpse hider.
the fire keep the fire that growing is probably gonna be good for attract them more.
Do you want me to take a shot at the? I could take a shot at the place now that we're this close.
Actually, yeah. Start setting fire on them.
All right, I'll start casting firebolt at the fucking.
If we're close enough.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're within 120 feet of the walls now, right?
Yeah, I would say since the patrols are not around right now, you could probably confidently run up, do a shot without being caught, and then come back. But before you do that, so on the inside, Bjorn. So you're still tied up. You kind of hear like a couple goblins make mention of a fire happening nearby. You're still tied up. You're really fucking hungry. You haven't eaten in a day. You also haven't drank, so you're pretty thirsty, and you still feeling the wounds from your voice crack from your previous battle, and so you're not having a good time. And then you see the goblin chief come up, and he goes, "All right, everybody, gather around the fire, for we are celebrating today." And you watch as like the goblins begin, like all the goblins that are currently in the camp begin going around the fire, and you see like some of them begin to come out from their tents. So they're like, "Oh, what is happening now?" And you see like some more goblin archers come out, and then some other goblins come out from their tents, and they all begin kind of rendezvousing around the campfire. And then you see as like the big chief goblins, he seems to be pretty fucking drunk. He has like a nice goblet, like a nice silver goblet, and there seems to be some kind of like liquor on it. And he goes, "Listen up! Today is a special occasion. Today marks the 2nd year since our king rose to power and showed the world what we can do when we put our brains together. Before the king came around, we are nothing but afterthoughts. Mere pests, even. But now, with the Goblin King, we might be able to stand up against everybody." As you yawn, you watch as he turns around and he's like, Are you yawning?"
Well, I haven't eaten in days. I haven't slept a bit, and I'm thirsty. So yeah, I'm yawning. Also, you're kind of annoying. So yes, you're boring me.
Oh, for someone that's about to die, you seem to have a bit of an attitude. But, and as he turns around, he says, "This is another reason why we feast. For we have captured one of them heroes we were told about. Now we just need the rest." And then you keep yawning. He seems to be really wanting to.
He smacks his lips a little bit.
He's like, so you do that, and then he seems to be really trying to do this like very special like feast moment, like this heartwarming moment with his goblin allies, and then you just keep taking the piss out of it. He comes up to you, he's like, "Listen up, you little shit. You will not ruin this for us. So stay quiet." And he grabs his dirty you watch as he like takes out his like metal boot, and he has like a dirty sock under it, and he just grabs it and stuffs it in your mouth, and he goes, "Now stay quiet." And he goes back. And as that happens, he's like, "Anyways."
Ooh. Oh,
No.
I have an idea.
Oh yeah, what do you do?
So with this, can I pretend to start like choking to death?
Sure. Do me a performance check.
Performance. I'm not great at those. Okay, yeah, I'm not that good.
I'll make a roll just to see if he catches on to your choking antics. Oh, wrong thing.
Oh,
I swear I'm not trying to start combat. Okay, so you get the sock stuff in your mouth, and you begin trying to fake choke. You're like, oh, but perhaps you make it a little too dramatic, and you watch as he looks at you, and he says, "Yeah, I don't really believe that. I could believe that the taste of my sock is so good you can't believe it, but I know you're not choking down there." And then he goes.
He just kind of grins at him, and he kind of says,
"What?"
Mm-mm.
He looks at you and says, "No, I don't think so. You've had you humans have had your time to be in control. He's like, and he goes back around. He keeps trying to like do the toast, and he keeps trying to speak. And every time he goes to speak, you keep like calling him that, and then he's like enough, and he goes back around, and he like socks you in the face, and then he goes back around, and then he's like, anyway, now we feast. And then as he says that, Haru's firebolt comes crashing down against the side of the wall. And then all of them kind of flinch. He's like, what the hell? And then the fire begins to catch. And you watch as some of the goblins like... And you watch as the goblin chief is like, shit, put it out! And then you watch as like all the goblins like, oh fuck, shit! And they all begin like trying to like put it out. Like some of them are getting like burnt by it. Some of them like are like... so you watch one of them catch on fire and like roll around the ground like, ah! And then some of them like begin trying to like put it out with like their hands. Some of them like you watch as like the one goblin like smartly like goes and grabs like water or like a barrel of some kind of liquid, and he tosses it, and you watch as it makes it worse because there was alcohol, and it just makes the fire worse. So they're like, ah, shit! And they all begin like running away from the wall as like the goblin that tossed like a keg of alcohol just like lights himself on fire and dies. And then and then you watch as like they all begin to like, are you guys fucking stupid? And then he's like, grab dirt, you idiots. And so as this whole situation is like completely derailing, Flying Guy, you are now down at the inside the hole. And so you're down there. It's pretty cramped, but thanks to your miniature size, you managed to get for the most part with at least some space for you to be able to properly use the shovel. Now, what are you gonna do, Flying Guy?
I'm trying to roughly dig to where Bjorn is being kept.
Okay, what would I make you roll for that? Do me
Well, it'd be like...
a flat intelligence check first. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, no, flat intelligence check. Yeah. To see like if you can maybe roughly estimate the
No.
Okay, so you begin digging, Flying Guy, and you're kind of digging around. You're like, ooh, oh yeah, I got the spot. And as you begin digging out, you like dig out the floor, and you're like, oh yeah, I made it into the camp. And as your head peeks out, you watch. You watch as you're outside now, and then you see one of the goblins coming coming your way. What do you do?
Gonna dig back into the hole and try again.
Okay, real quick, do me a stealth check.
Uh-oh. He's in plate. This is not good.
You're wearing plate.
You're wearing chainmail. Same thing.
I'm in chainmail. Oh dear. Alright.
Okay, let me do a roll. See,
Isn't the wall on fire, Arv?
Sure, but the goblin right here, the goblin that's coming around is probably not gonna see it.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Maybe on this side of the wall.
Yeah,
to be
so
fair,
they probably he might have heard the commotion, but he's probably just like, whatever. Like I like for goblins, there's a lot of chaos in their camps usually, so you probably like it's like, oh, some fucking fuckery going on again. Let me make a quick roll to see if they spot you. So for a moment, you watch as his eye kind of looks at you, but he like as you duck down, he's like, and then he seems to not think too much of it. Perhaps he thinks you're some kind of mole in the earth, and he just kind of walks past you and keeps going. So do me another intelligence check to see if you can finally make the proper path to Bjorn.
Alright. This time.
Alright.
That's better.
So you continue digging, and as you dig, you find yourself coming out on like in some kind of tent. And then you realize the commotion is happening, and they're all mostly focused. As you kind of peek outside the tent, you see like the commotion's happening, and you see the goblins all trying to like put out the fire. Seems to be distracted by the fire, and they're not. At least for now, you see that none of them are facing toward you.
Can I like head over direct Can I sneak through this little gap in the tent here rather than go out the front bit? I'm a nimble fellow.
No.
Okay. I will.
As you do that, you could make a stealth check normally because they're distracted. So it balances out your disadvantage.
Bro.
Oh no.
So,
Oh no, bro.
as this all is
Wait.
happening, you kind of come out and you
He is my DM. He is my inspiration.
okay.
Oh.
You can re-roll it. You can re-roll it.
Okay, Arb. As a human, every long rest, I get a heroic inspiration. I haven't used that. Can I give that to him?
You know what? I'm a cool DM. I allow you to give it to. You know, how about
Thank you,
this?
Arbiter.
How about this? So the way you aid him to be able to give him the inspiration, if you find, I'll allow you to give him your inspiration if you find a creative way that Bjorn would be helping Flying Guy. Because as like Flying Guy pops out, you can see him like trying to make your way to you, and he's making a lot of noise with his chainmail, so you can hear dring, dring, and you watch as like some of the goblins, they seem to like be like, what is that? What's that noise? And so you have to think quickly before he gets spotted. What do you do to help him out here?
Make the noises with your mouth.
Wait, what?
Make the noises with your mouth so they just think it's you making noises for no reason.
He's just going like almost like chainmail, but with his mouth, basically trying to replicate it.
Do me a performance check
We're sorry, bro. You're cooked.
at advantage because of the
Advantage.
chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
18.
So you begin doing that, and you begin making that weird noise. They don't really think that you're actually making chainmail noise, but more so they look at you doing that noise, and they're just kind of like, "Oh, look at that fool! He's gone crazy!" And then kind of like some of the goblins begin laughing at you, but then they turn it back around, and it's like, "Oh shit! Wait, the wall's still on fire!" And they begin like still try to put it out. So you can give him inspiration once more.
Come on, devil. Reroll. Come on.
Yeah!
Yeah.
It got better! It got better!
Oh my god, homie's cooking.
Two more!
He
All
burning.
All right. So at this point, the plot has tried real hard to make him succeed, but it has failed. So I'm gonna make a roll to see if they spot you out. Wow.
Perception.
So-
a disadvantage.
So
Ain't no fucking way.
so as you begin stealthing around, you're really loud. Like it's loud enough that even Bjorn's noise doesn't seem to like stop you, but the goblins just don't seem to notice you in spite of that. Like it seems like they all just are too focused on the chaos right now in front of them to notice you. So yeah, you managed to make your way to Bjorn for the time being.
Alright, I'm just gonna cut the ropes.
He's gonna as he cuts the rope, he's gonna take the sock out of his mouth and just whisper, "I need my gear."
Well, where is it?
Do I remember where they took it?
Yes, in fact, Flying Guy, you would have actually seen his gear, most of his gear. Actually, not Flying Guy. Sorry, I don't know why I said Flying Guy. Bjorn, you would have seen most of your gear would have been like right around here, by the crates.
Around the. Let me see. Hold on. Where?
Right by the crates that you see, next to the tents. I'm pinging it.
He goes, "Okay, it's over there. Could you do me a favor? You know that magic hand thing that you do where you heal people?
No?
Idiot mage.
What?
The thing where you touch someone and their wounds heal.
No? Well,
He's
I don't
talking
do
about
that.
lay on hands. He's talking
I
about
don't-
lay on hands.
I haven't used it yet. I haven't used it yet.
No, you have.
Yes, you have.
You've already
Wait,
used
did
it.
I?
You
Yeah.
used it the first session.
Yeah, you did.
I did use it the first session. I forgot. Okay. Oh, that.
Yo. Oh, you're being loud.
Sorry. That.
Yes, please give me a little bit. I'm in pain.
Okay.
How much do you give me?
I never use lay on hands. I mean, I have, but I don't remember how it works.
You can give me a number of HP equal to 5 times your class level, basically, or less.
10. So basically 10 HP.
Basically 10 HP if you do maximum.
You need to restore number of points to the next. Most expensive. Okay, I'll do that. Sure.
How much are you giving me?
How much do you need?
I'm at 1.
How much is your max?
29!
Okay,
So-
so I'll give you 3 then.
So in the urge of the moment, flying guy, you kind of press your hand like haphazardly, and then you kind of just put his hands on him, and then you kind of heal him. You're like, all right, that's enough, without realizing you haven't even used the full extent of your power.
He looks at him and he goes, "Are you having stage fright?"
Look, my hands don't normally glow like this.
And since I would say he used his action to, I would say like we're not in combat, but for now on, you guys can do one action before things begin happening. So Bjorn, you're a little bit healed. Like some of your wounds and bruises seem to go away as you get healed a little bit. You're still starving and really thirsty, but at least you might be able to stand without agonizing pain now. And so, what do you do, Bjorn?
I'll try and stealth over there as best I can, even though I'm not very good at that.
Sure, you do it at advantage because the fire still.
Advantage. Okay. Okay.
Nice. Wow, that's pretty good.
Oh shit!
So, you with the fire going on, they don't even hear you, and you kind of go up to the food, the food crates, and you see like your armor, or not your armor, but like your weapons and most of your gear there, and you manage to pick it up, and you rejoin with Flying Guy now. What do you guys do?
And then he just goes, he looks at the goblins, and he looks like he wants to fight, but he goes, "Let's just go, come on.
All
Let's
right.
leave. Please."
Fine. It's okay, I have a hole. And he goes over to the hole that he dug.
He looks at it, he goes, "What?"
How did you think I got in? I can't fly over, not anymore.
See how big I am?
Okay.
Oh. Okay, wait, okay. I have an idea, but it may not work. So I didn't use... I've used one of my raise charges in the last combat, I assume.
Yes, you did.
One of... Okay, so I still have one. I have an idea. How tall is this wall? That's over here.
The wall behind the tent.
Right here, yeah. Behind the tent.
I would say it's a good like 10 feet tall.
Hold on. Let me look it up.
If you're looking for jumping rules, I believe you can jump up
It's
to
3 plus my strength
you're-
modifier. But
not-
if I rage, I have advantage.
Yeah, you wanna try leaping over the wall?
So high jump. When you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to the 3 plus your strength modifier if you lose it, move at least 10 feet immediately before. But if I had advantage, if we want to go with the rule of kind of passive perception, how that works, I get an immediate +5.
Sure, I'll let it slide.
Yeah! He's gonna just, like, in the commotion, he's like, okay, fly guy, go first, go. He's gonna wait for him for a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
go.
as he dives into the hole, he's going to rage and let out a war cry as he, like, full bore goes high jumps. So that'd be 3 plus 5 plus 5. So that'd be 13 feet.
That would
He's
be
gonna over the wall and just start running as fast as possible away from the camp.
So as you do that, you watch us like they hear you pretty well and clear as you rage. They hear you, and some of them go, "Hey, he's running away! Get him!" And you watch some of the archers begin like shooting the arrows and stuff. And as you make your way to the other side, you see like you even see like one of the goblins like, "Oi, come back here!" And you begin running away. In the meantime, while that's going on, Haru and Dayron, you guys can actually hear him saying, "Hey, he's getting away!" What do you guys do in response to that?
Leap
Can we
over
see
the
anything?
wall and just
Sure, you know what? You can see in the distance, like, Bjorn just leap over the wall before making it to the other side, and you stop being able to see him as he falls to the other side of the wall.
All right, I'm gonna
Pew, pew.
Pat Haru on the shoulder, and I'm like, all right, let's look around.
Oh, are we done firing?
We've been done firing.
Oh, what have I been shooting at then?
You watch as Haru's been firing, like the fire that first started in the wall, like about like here, hold on, I could paint it real quick for you guys. As like the fire that was like right here just started has like with Haru's like pyromaniac tendencies has now extended to this entire part of the wall. He's just like completely like caught this thing on fire. Like the CO2 emissions must be going crazy because this wall is being like incinerated alive completely.
the wall's alive. Oh no, we just killed someone.
Not alive, sorry. Some of the goblins are being burned alive by in the attempt to like get rid of the wall though, or getting rid of the fire in the wall, I should say.
All right. Wait, which way are we going?
We're going to look around to meet with them.
All right.
So as you guys stealth around, you watch as like the front gate opens and some of the goblins begin like flooding out from the front. Let me get rid of this. You watch as like the goblins like begin just flooding out from the front. So as you guys are like trying to stealth around, I'm gonna need you two to make stealth checks at advantage. Cool.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good enough roll. So you guys manage to like kind of stealth around. It doesn't take a lot to like stealth around very distracted goblins as they begin like running toward Bjorn. But Bjorn, being a pretty athletic man, he manages to like get away like out of their sight. And then eventually the goblins kind of give up chasing after you guys. Most of them are pretty armored up. So they manage to they manage to basically the party manages to run away from the goblins, and so you guys flee the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I'm free.
And as you do, you guys rendezvous like maybe like in a like 10 minutes later, 10-15 minutes later, all of you guys gather up, and here you guys find yourselves in this place. You guys can put your tokens wherever you want. You guys are just like in some random place. No.
I say me and Haru came from the north since probably where we came from.
Bjorn is still booking it as you see him. He's he just looks like shit. He looks exhausted and hungry, like everything. Bro. No, don't fire something at me, please.
They stopped pursuing. Who's gonna yell?
You can stop running.
They stopped pursuing a while ago.
You good?
Surprised it went so well, honestly.
I'm surprised I could jump that high. Give me something to eat. He's gonna like reach into his backpack. He's gonna find his rations and so just start like eating them as fast as possible. One of them.
Where's Fly Guy?
I don't
Say
know.
that. You look behind you, and then suddenly it's like covered in like dirt and soil, and he's gone off screen.
Well, I honestly, I gotta say it again. This went a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, that was
Water.
pretty big though.
Water. Water. Does anybody have water?
Do I have water? Hmm.
No.
Oh, and none of you guys picked up the goblin on your way, right? The goblin
No.
you guys tied up.
Oh no! Oh no!
He's still
Okay.
He's
Okay.
still
No
in
one
the
would have
forest
waited
with
for
them,
him, honestly.
the forest that's
Yeah.
on fire.
No, just making sure I keep note of that.
Now, the goblin was pretty far away from that
Yeah.
fire.
I'm just making sure I keep track of that. I think it'll be funny.
Worst case scenario, he gets eaten alive. Best case,
No, he becomes a warlord. He's like, yeah,
He just becomes a reoccurring goblin that we just refuse to kill, and he will just like pop eventually. Every time he pops up, he has
Goblin
more injuries.
Well, yeah. So you guys successfully pulled off the heist. There not without some complications, but for the most part, you guys could call this a success. And now you guys have time to set up camp, talk amongst yourself, maybe decide what the next steps are, what you guys aim to do. So yeah, I'll give you guys some time to do whatever you want to do now. Talk however you want. In fact, you know what? Here, I'll move you guys to the. Oh, bam! You guys set up camp.
Yo, what the heck? Yo, it's the camp from Baldur's Gate.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
oh my
Balden.
god. This means that unless
down,
the plot point, we can't get attacked.
You know what that
Reload.
means if this is Baldur's Gate.
Carla.
I'm gonna go talk with the NPCs.
Alright, come
Kind of
on.
romance.
Romance.
FG's romance options have opened up. Feel free to come by his tent. Mm-hmm.
You completed part of his mission. His
Yeah.
quest.
Sup, little bro?
Once Bjorn recovers, I say we head straight for the city and make distance between us and these goblins.
I would like to kill that goblin leader.
Well, we can't take them on, so
I would like to kill him. He shoved his sock in my mouth. I find that disrespectful.
okay. Well, as we are right now, I don't think that's the choice.
We should go back to the village. They'll probably go back there to take revenge.
And do what?
Tell them to
And
leave.
prepare.
You-
Teach the civilians how to fight. Get ready for the attack. I'm just
That's
gonna
That's gonna take
abandon
way
them.
too long. That's gonna take way too long.
I don't even know how to fight.
You're doing a good job so far.
I'll teach you on the road. It's pretty
I've
easy.
been alive, sure.
How about this? I'll teach you how to fight. Does that sound fair?
That wasn't the point.
But
That's
do you
it.
want me to
The
teach
point-
you?
I don't care.
Okay.
The point is that we, even if we go to the village, we can't take on their campment, and that's even saying if they don't get more goblins. The village knows they're in danger. We could, I mean, in my
Maybe-
opinion, going to the main city and warning them is a better chance.
I think that if we leave the village, then we're gonna come back and it's gonna be up in flames.
And
I don't
us
think-
being there wouldn't change that. 'Cause
I
there'd
think
be
it
too
would.
many.
I think it would. We can we don't necessarily have to. They might not attack immediately. We might be able to like
Exactly.
disrupt their ranks.
Attack immediately. So let's go to the mid city.
But I'd rather stay close to the village in case something does happen.
So I'll give you guys this bit of knowledge. So earlier in the road, you guys, when the conflict with, when the quarrel was going on the road, a person mentioned the city Ronnet. And while you guys were traveling, you might have seen a sign. You must have seen like a sign down the road that mentioned like pointing to a city by the name of Ronnet. And it probably seems like it's likely closer, but it's not like a major city like Bisanthor would have been.
How about this? We'll go. You remember those guys on the road? They told me about a city called Riot. We'll go there and see if anyone wants to help. If we get enough people to help, we'll go back to the village. So without more help, we are gonna die in that.
All right, that's a better plan. But if no one helps us, I think we should still go back to the village anyway.
I can't exactly agree with that.
Wait, so you want to go back to the village first?
No,
Right.
we're gonna stop by Ronnet.
We're gonna go to
and then-
Ronnet and see if we can form people to help defend the other village. Since
Ah,
the goblins are probably going to go there. That's retaliation.
mm.
And we can't hold the village on our own against their encampment.
How many were inside Arb?
15.
Haru said
15.
about 15. Me and Haru killed 2 together.
Right. And they're probably in contact with other camps, so they'll probably get more.
There'll be more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need help. Or we're gonna all die with the village.
Look,
How are we gonna rally the people?
I don't know, but that's the only. I'm just trying to make a compromise here. Either way, I do not want to go back to that village to die.
look, FG, I know you want to be, you know, heroic and all that, but sometimes being heroic doesn't work out sometimes. Sometimes you have to actually, you know, think with your mind instead of with your heart, kind of thing. And
Don't tell
going
me
back just to die is not smart.
Don't tell me about heroics being hard. I do them because they're hard.
I know, yeah, I know. I don't need
No,
to...
I don't think you do. I don't think
I
you
know.
get it. I'm not going to give up on these people,
Then you can go
even if
back,
you're a
that's
gutless
fine.
coward.
Huh?
Excuse me?
You heard me. I risked my neck for you, and I'm not. And now you're gonna leave these people when I'm asking for your help.
You know what? We can go back, that's fine.
The
But just so you know, if we die, I'm gonna strangle you some way.
mhm.
You couldn't do that if you were dead.
I'll find you.
Unless we're brought back again. But in my opinion, once
I
was
don't
enough.
gamble that.
Once was enough for me.
I just want to go home at this point. I've got things I need to do at home, so
We might not be going home.
that's, well,
You-
if we do the grand thing that this goddess wants us to do, she said we get a wish.
Right.
I need to kill someone at home. So,
Hmm.
and you know what? Maybe the heroic thing is to kill that person. So yes, I know what heroism is.
All right.
I guess.
No, you can go. No, you can go.
Can I ask, before we were all put here, what happened to all of you?
Who wants to start?
I'll go first. From what I remember, my world was invaded by horrors. I don't even know what they were. Uh, they were eyeballs, I think, with other eyeballs on them. It was hard to look at. It shot beams of magic. Some turned you to stone. Some burned you alive. And after
so much time of peace, they destroyed most of it. And almost all of the population was called to take arms, including me. And then, as you can see, that didn't go well.
Mhm.
I fear that my world might be gone, honestly. I don't even know if there's world to return to, with how bad it was.
Hmm.
No, I apologize for that.
Mm.
Haru, what about you?
Is it Haru or
Mm-hmm.
uh uh I
Why did I
was
share my sheet? No idea. You guys can look at it.
Huh?
I thought it says I shared my sheet.
Oh yeah, I've just like noticed your sheet was on my thing. I just ignored it.
I don't know why. It's on.
Uh I was actually, I guess, since we all come from different times, different parts. Um I attended school, but then I left from my parents' place, in which I decided to try to go into the academics, but it was very expensive, so didn't have enough money. Things just didn't work out. Long story short, died.
How did you die exactly?
Uh, I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
No. Oh no.
Unwritten reason.
I do have a reason. I'm in character. Fuck you. I did write it down.
Does he know?
Who, Arv?
No.
Oh, me? Oh, in character and
No,
out of character,
no.
yes. In
No,
character and
no,
out
no,
of
no, no,
character,
no,
yes.
no, 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 no.
Huh?
Never mind, never mind.
I don't have amnesia, if that's what you're asking. I do
No,
remember.
it's not. It's not. It's not.
Okay.
Don't worry, don't worry. Well. mm, Hold on. We'll give you a quick second.
Pulling
Someone,
out the back stuff.
someone's pulling out the
Yeah.
Google Doc.
No, no. Why would you think that?
Womp
I remember my backstory. I just don't remember the specifics of the end of it.
So you don't know your backstory.
I do know my backstory. I
Point and
do.
laugh.
I do.
Point and laugh. Damn, I didn't know we had SpongeBob as our star guest today.
Give me
Well,
my money. Plankton. Oh, I
All right, guys, this is Dungeons and Dragons, not a SpongeBob roleplay. Let's
Man, I didn't know I joined the SpongeBob RP
let,
channel.
let's tone it down in the SpongeBob RP chat. All right. Flying Guy. While we wait for Flying Guy to pull out his Google Doc, Bjorn, you can go.
He's gonna, as he's kind of waiting for Flying Guy, he's gonna say, "Alright. Back in my world, what I did for a living was essentially I upkept the law, and the law was mages are illegal, essentially." He's gonna look at Haru.
Wait, what?
Mages in my world were illegal.
Oh.
It's just how it was. We either taxed them or, well, imprisoned them. It was my job. I just did it. But one day, there was this mage that we had let go. He had paid his taxes in full. He was a rich man. He was smart. He did things for the community. So we allowed him to, well, stay in the community, as we put it. But then one day, he decided to do something called entering lichdom. Entering lichdom essentially means you tear your soul from your body and become an undead creature, a being of magic. So, what my king instructed us to do was to fight this man and kill him. Didn't go well, obviously. The last thing I remember is me being the only one there to fight him. So don't call me a coward. Again. Do you understand? Because I know what it's like to be against impossible odds. I've done it. He's saying this directly to
kinda-
Fly Guy.
Yeah. He
That
seems
makes
to be
total
thinking for a minute, but rather than respond to Bjorn, he goes into detail. Uh, well, it must have been hmm, sometime in winter, I believe. The we had an attack on the city hall. It went badly. I had to fight against the devious Lord Lincoln. I mean, I'm sure you probably don't know the
Nope.
name, but he was a powerful man, capable of all kinds of feats of flight and strength and um, laser vision. Um, but in the end, he couldn't best me, so he tore through a whole skyscraper that came crumbling down. I had to lift the whole thing by myself, and I was crushed under the weight of it while civilians were evacuated.
Hmm.
I'm not even sure if everyone made it out okay, but by the sounds of it, I'm wondering if we will be allowed to go home, considering it sounds like some of our physical bodies have also been destroyed in the process.
Well, that's why I'm gonna ask for a new one. Even if I go home to die again, at least I have to try because I'm not going to let that man take another breath and hurt people of mine.
The goddess chose us because she believed we were pure of heart.
And I'm not.
Yeah, I
But
believe you can be. I believe there's a way for us to make it work, but turning around and leaving people in danger, I I just can't let that happen. Not again. I'm
I
sure
don't
you
think
have
it's,
your reasons.
yeah, because I don't
Atonement.
want to die again. I want to go home and try. If I just do this, it's a death sentence. You do realize that, correct?
I just can't see how, after everything that's happened, you would.
Because I want to go home. Trust me, I don't want to leave this people. You understand that?
If you want to go home, then you need to fulfill your end of the deal and protect
What, by
people.
dying? I thought the deal was to kill the king, correct?
I'm not satisfied with being sent to another world just to commit murder. I'll save as many people as I can, even if that means dying, because that's what's right.
I don't really care where we go. It's up to you. I'm going to bed. Let him decide. Obviously, he's got the best in mind.
So, after you guys have the discussion, all of you guys, perhaps with differing opinions on what the next step should be, you all have had a long 2 days now since you've come to this world, and and so you guys all head to sleep, and perhaps tomorrow will be a better day, and you'll be able to decide what comes next. But as for now, that is where we're gonna end the session. So thanks to everyone for coming by again. Very fun session. Not very combat heavy, very RP heavy. So it was a nice change of pace. So yeah, as always, thanks to everyone for showing up. We have Amp playing Dayron. We had Devil playing Flying Guy. We had Haru playing AJ and
AJ. What?
AJ
You got?
playing-
Oh,
or,
you
sorry, we had AJ playing Haru, and finally
AJ playing Haru playing
DT
AJ. Yeah.
DT playing Bjorn. Yes, you know how it is. It's you're actually a puppet.
Lucky.
Yeah, true.
And obviously me, our Bracher, as the DM. So yeah, thanks to everyone.
Vibrator.
Whoa, buddy, PG. But yeah, so that'll be it for today, and I'll see you all next time.
Oh wait, are you
My
making? Wait, are you set on making? Actually, I guess are you making the announcement on like? I don't know if
Every
you have
other?
in stone about making it bi-weekly or if you're keeping it still or like.
Yeah,
say that
so
now.
I've been thinking about making the campaign sessions bi-weekly. I haven't fully set it in stone, but I'll probably make an announcement by Monday.
Yippee!
So yeah, thanks to everyone for stopping by,
Hooray.
and I'll see you all later. Peace.
Bye.